Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Edge Sports Network. Hope you guys are doing well. Got another interview for you guys today with Shaq Vann, Eastern Michigan University running back. Just finished up his career there this past season. Shaq, thanks so much for joining us on the site today.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Great to have you on. Looking forward to this interview as we always are. Hope you guys are too. We'll start out here. Back in high school, you were rated as the 20th best athlete in Indiana by Rivals.com and 24/7 Sports. You ran track in high school, so how important do you think it is to have that athleticism from track translate to the running back position? Some spots, like quarterback, you don't have to be as athletic, but as a running back, you gotta be athletic, so you had that track background. How'd that kind of help you out in the backfield?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think track was one of the best things for me as a football athlete.
Mm-hmm.
It just gave me an extra gear I was able to use on that football field. It kept me conditioned. Like I remember when I first got to Eastern, I was just in so much better shape just coming off a track season. It kept you in shape over that summer, and it took you right in the football season. So I think track was a big help.
Yeah, you looked really comfortable right in your freshman year immediately and your entire career. I know we'll get into that a little bit later, but, growing up, were there any players that you kind of tried to model your game after as a running back? Just any guys you kind of looked up to and said, you know what, I want to try and implement some parts of their game into mine?
So like more on the national level,
Mm-hmm.
like I kind of grew up, the Reggie Bushes was in style,
Mm-hmm.
Damian Thomason was in style, Adrian Peterson was in style. So I kind of looked at all those back, but some South Bend backs that you probably don't know of.
Mm-hmm.
Sean McPherson, he went to my high school. He was a great back. Tevin Lake, he went on the All-American at Marion in Indianapolis. He was a great back.
Mm-hmm.
So them was kind of some of the local backs I kind of looked up to as well.
So getting those local guys and those national guys, kind of a blend right there. And I don't know, were you always a running back growing up, or did you play other positions? And if so, what kind of got you interested in running back? What made you say, you know what, I want to be a running back?
Oh man, growing up, I played some of everything. I
there
remember
you
on
go.
my little league team, I was a defensive lineman and the receiver.
Oh,
So
wow.
I was playing nose tackle, and then I was playing receiver as well. In high school, I played some linebacker, some safety, some receiver, wildcat quarterback. You know what I mean? So I pretty much been
Jeez.
all over. Yeah.
Been all over the place there. You settled into running back nicely. Continue
Yeah.
your career at Eastern Michigan coming out of high school. The college decision process, such a tough decision to make. You have the world at your fingertips coming out of high school as to where you want to go. So why'd you really choose Eastern Michigan? What'd you like about the program, coaches, teammates, atmosphere at Eastern Michigan? What kind of had you hooked on the school? Why'd you choose it to continue your career?
So right off the bat, I made a great connection with Coach Craig. Me and him vibe
Mm-hmm.
real well, and I felt like Eastern was doing something that I did at my high school. When I got to my high school, we wasn't the best high school. No, we wasn't known for football.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of my class and the guys before me and the guys after me, we kind of changed that. And I've seen that Coach Creighton was doing that same thing at Eastern, and I
Mm-hmm.
was bought in from day one.
You looked really comfortable, your first season. I know when you got to EMU, you sat out in 2014 to redshirt. I know
Yeah.
I've spoken with a lot of guys who have done that redshirt option. It was very common, but a lot of guys have different experiences with it as to how confident they are coming off the redshirt season. So I always like to ask, what was the experience like for you? How'd you kind of manage a year out of live action and just keep focused so that when you came back your first season of play, you were ready to go, ready to play?
Yeah, I think it's a year to get ready. Like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of kids, some people ready to play. I feel like I was ready to play, but it just gave me an extra year to get physically and mentally more ready for college football. Like I hit the weight room hard, I hit the
Mm-hmm.
playbook hard, and I just feel like after that year, I knew football so much better than I did when I first stepped on campus. Like I recommend a lot of guys to redshirt because you
Mm-hmm.
never know what's gonna happen. And it's just you get time to build your body, build your
Mm-hmm.
mind. So I thought it was a great thing.
It certainly worked well for you. You come out your first year at EMU here, and you're named the Offensive Newcomer of the Year for your team, 586 yards, 5 touchdowns. You were effective out of the backfield in the pass game too. 37 catches for 269 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Your freshman year here, you fit pretty well. Not every guy's freshman year goes that well. So what kind of clicked for you? How'd you find that level of comfort so early on in your career?
I give a lot of thanks to Coach Creighton for believing in me. My running backs coach, Coach P. And then we had another back too, Darius Jackson. He took a lot of the attention off of me. So like we was in the game at the same time. A lot of the times I was worried about him, and they sneak me in the game, give me a little couple carries and stuff. So that's a lot of the focus was for him, but I was able to sneak in there and get my yards as well. So I thank the people around me.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a really good year for you. You know, first season, get acclimated to the pace of play. You looked really good. I know following season, you know, you get injured, but you come out and you finish your career with a combined 1,825 yards and 16 touchdowns rushing in those final 3 years. So coming off that injury, you came back really strong. Again, I mean, kind of same thing with the redshirt thing. When guys get injured, that's really a make or break moment in their careers. For you, it was a make moment. You come back even stronger. How do you kind of bounce back from that? And I know even just this, you see a guy get injured, he comes back, but he might not come back as good because he's not as confident. He's a little bit scared that the injury might relapse. So how'd you come back, kind of put that out of your mind and stay focused on the game?
It's definitely a real big mental part. I think my mom was there the whole step of the way. She was backing me. We have great athletic trainers. They got me back, but it can be tough. It could break you. You just can't let it break you. You know what I mean? I just think the people around me, my close friends, my close family members, man, they held it down for me. Like, 'cause it's tough, like going through an injury and trying to get back.
For sure.
Trying to play at that level you was playing at. So you just gotta have a solid group around you, and I think I did.
I think you did too. Minor setback for a major comeback there, and I know you just it was perfect. I mean, you carried it all the way to your senior season. You had 715 yards, 8 touchdowns your senior year this past year. Going into your senior season, I mean, were the stakes higher there? Because you got some guys going into senior year, all right, just another year. But you got some guys going in with the mindset, all right, this is it. I got to do great. What were you kind of thinking heading into senior year here?
Oh yeah, that's it. Like it's your last ride. You put everything into it every year, but that year you like, man, I gotta put everything into it, and that's how I took it. It was like every practice, every game, you gotta take everything into it. That's your last one. You don't get it back. So I was real happy of how it ended. Not real happy, but I mean, it is what it is. We got to a bowl game. Eastern Michigan is steadily on the rise, and I feel like my group was a big part of that.
Yeah, I mean, you were a leader on this team for sure. Named team captain your senior season. Earned 4th team All-MAC preseason honors from Phil Steele and Athlon Sports prior to the season. So when you're heading into your senior year, you know you got this leadership role. It's your last go, as you mentioned. You got some younger guys on the team. You really want to build up chemistry. What ways do you go about that as a leader on this team to kind of grow those guys around you? You know, you got to grow yourself too, but obviously football, all about the brotherhood, all about that team game. So how'd you kind of build those guys up around you to make sure that the team chemistry was good this year?
You individually gotta find out like how to communicate with each guy. Like I got real good friends in the running back room that I communicate with, but I'm not gonna communicate with the same way with offensive lineman that just came in, you know what I mean, as a freshman. So you gotta find, as leaders, you gotta find like what's the best ways to communicate with people, and that's kind of how you motivate them. That's how you just find out about them. Like in the workout, you kind of talk to them, and you just kind of find out about people in weird ways. You might be walking in the hallway, walking in the caf, or anywhere on campus, and that's the way you find out about different teammates and stuff. And it's real interesting and stuff. But I took pride in that, taking pride in knowing everybody on my team, having relationships with everybody on my team, and it was fun.
So it starts with those casual conversations, just kind of getting to know guys off the field. Yeah, I mean, I think that really showed in your guys' play. You're a leader on this team. You guys made it to a bowl game at the end of the year, end of your senior season. It's your final game in college. It's a bowl game. Stakes are highest. You're in front of thousands. What is it like? I'll just throw this one to you. I mean, what is it like playing in a bowl game? What's that atmosphere like? And for you, when it's in your senior season, what are the emotions like in that game?
It's crazy,
Mm-hmm.
especially playing in the Motor City Bowl right in Detroit,
Yeah.
Eastern Michigan. We packed the house up, and
Yep.
we played like the bowl game set up so crazy. So
Mm-hmm.
you with the other team the whole week, so you seeing everybody, you seeing the opponent. Like
Mm-hmm.
you've been watching them on film all week, and now you getting to see them in person. You know what I mean? It's a little smack talking here and
Oh
there.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So, oh yeah, like
Uh,
bowl games, it's the Motor City Bowl. They do a great job. It was so much fun. There was so much built up energy between both teams, and then going and play in the Lions stadiums that was
mm-hmm.
basically packed with Eastern fans. It was so much fun. Even though we didn't win the game, we had so much fun. It was quite an experience.
I mean, that must have been great. Certainly one I'm sure you'll remember for the rest of your life.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to ask this too. I mean, when I was in the third grade, I remember doing a play. I think I was in front of like 200 people. They put every third grader. They put every third grader in the play. Man, it was against my will. I didn't have the option. I remember I was the lead too. I was George Washington in our 13 colonies play. I did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
I was in front of like 200 people. Terrified. Terrified. You're out there in front of thousands of people. Thousands, all right? And you're playing the game you love. Stakes are high. Are you nervous going out there, or is it just kind of one of those things where you're like, you know what? I'm playing football. It's the game I love. Nerves go away.
Man, it's so weird. Like once you get on that field and put that helmet on,
Mm-hmm.
like you hear nothing. Like I get completely locked in. Like I don't hear the crowd. Like the only person I can hear is like I always hear my mom. My mom and my little niece. They always like to scream my name when I'm on the bench, and I hear them for some reason. But other than that, man, I'm completely locked in. I don't hear nothing. I think nerves is like everybody get nervous in a sense. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or you get hyped up or something. So I think that's normal. But like once you're on the field and you playing, you just playing the football. You just playing football, the game you love. What you've been, you prepare so much for that moment. You know what I mean? You only get 12, 13, 14 opportunities, so you can't let it slip away.
You handled yourself really well, much better than I ever would have. I can assure you that. I like to end here on two questions. The first one's a fun one for you here. Second one, might have to think a little bit. You might know it already, but we'll get to that. First one here, if you could put any NFL defenseman, past or present, on skates, break their ankles with a juke move, who would it be and why?
Oh man, I have to go with somebody like well, I do today's game and like an old school player. So today's game, I'd go with somebody like Tyrann Mathieu or like
There you go.
Jamal Adams or like just one of the big safeties or something that's
Mm-hmm.
a well-known safety that like to talk. You know what I mean? You get them because I like to talk myself. So you get one of those guys out there, you break him
Oh,
down
yeah.
a little bit, then get to talk to him a little bit. And a player, I watch a lot of old school football, so maybe like an Ed Reed or like a Bob Sanders or something. That'd be fun as well.
There you go. There you go. Those would certainly be some pretty good choices right there.
Yeah, one of them hard-hitting safeties that like to come down all fast. Yeah, break them down a little bit.
You gotta get it. I mean, it'd be all over the highlight reels too, so you gotta have that. You'd love to see that happen. And then I know the second question I have for you here, you might have the chance to do this down the road, hopefully. I mean, 5 years down the road from now, if you could craft the perfect situation for yourself, what would that situation be? And also, how do you want to be remembered at EMU? I mean, when people think of Shaq Vann, what do you want them to think about?
Okay, so I'm going to answer this a couple ways.
Yeah, of course.
So, if I'm still playing, I'd love to be in the league, still playing running back for a team.
Mm-hmm.
On my second, just ended my second contract or my first contract. That'd be my first option. If I wasn't playing football, I'd love to be somewhere coaching at Division I level, coaching running back. Like after I'm done playing, that's gonna be my next step. I want to get into coaching, and as remembered at EMU, I just want to be remembered as somebody who was always there for like teammates. It's kind of I want to be remembered as a team that started to turn around Eastern. Because I feel like under the Coach Creighton era, we kind of started we wasn't there all the way, but we kind of started turning that thing around. I just want to be remembered as kind of that group that started to let that thing go.
Beginning of the new era. I like that right there.
Oh, yeah.
You're certainly going to be remembered as a leader at EMU. Great career there. Great leadership skills. Congrats on a great senior season as well. And congrats on making the bowl game. And Shaq, thank you so much for joining us on the site today. It was absolutely great to have you on.
Man, thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
No problem at all. We'd always love to have you on again in the future. We're going to make sure that we put your Twitter down below so people can follow your career path. So when you're crossing up some hard-hitting safeties out there in the future, talking your smack, everyone can go give you a follow. Make sure they're the first ones to see that. And guys, you can also, no problem, man. We'll also put the Eastern Michigan football page down below so you guys can follow Eastern Michigan University football. There you go. And they're going to follow that new era. You guys will be remembered as the first team to bring us into that new era. So make sure you go check out the football page down below for news and updates. But guys, Shaq Vann joining us here on Edge Sports Network. We'd like to thank him again. Thank you guys for joining us here on the site today. Glad to have you. Hope you guys are staying safe and healthy during the pandemic here. And we'll see you guys next time for another interview.